Let me tell you, those transformation scenes, the werewolf transformation scenes, were well done in this movie. If for nothing else, those scenes ruled. The film is directed by Leigh Wannell and stars Christopher Abbott, Julie Garner, and Matilda Firth. The film focuses on a family man that tries to protect his wife and daughter from a werewolf, only for him to become infected and turning into the creature himself. I am a big fan of the monster movies. I think that they can be a lot of fun if they are done well. And I was really looking forward to The Wolfman. I thought that Leigh Wannell did a really fantastic job with The Invincible Man that came out, I think, in like 2020. I thought it was really a suspenseful thriller, and I was really pleased with the movie. And I was really cautiously optimistic for The Wolfman because I sort of saw the reviews and how mixed they were. And coming out of the movie, I unfortunately have to say that I didn't really enjoy this movie. It's not terrible, and I think that there are some good moments in this film. I think that the acting is alright, it's decent. But overall, as a package, as a film, I think that it leaves a lot to be desired, unfortunately. I didn't love the acting here, to be honest with you. Performances are alright, but they're nothing like all that grand. Christopher Abbott, I thought, was the best part of the movie, hands down. He has the most characterization and you care the most about him. At least I did. I thought that he had the most to do. His wife, played by Julie Garner, I thought was a bit stilted. She didn't really have much material to work with, and I thought that her character was a bit one note, to be honest with you, and she did some really questionable decisions throughout this movie. Like, I get it that it's her husband, but when you see your husband sort of like going insane and just like eating parts of your own flesh, you sort of have to realize that your husband is no longer there. There are some pretty intense moments. Like, I think that there are some tension-filled scenes here, but I don't think that there are enough of them. The screenplay wasn't really all that developed, and there are a ton of unanswered questions that I had when the movie was over. Like, I was just really wondering a lot of stuff that the movie doesn't answer. It like leaves you with a bunch of questions, and I think that is just a bummer. Right? I was sort of on board with this movie for like the first 20 minutes because I liked what Leigh Wannell did. He sort of developed this father and son dynamic, and like the dad is a little too harsh on his son. He wants the son to learn how to survive alone in the wilderness. And like, nobody should ever live there. They're like cut off from the world. They're cut off from society. It just doesn't really look all that fun. But then the movie sort of goes into the future, and we are with this son who is now an adult family man, and he has to protect this family after like his dad dies, and they need to go to his former house to pick up like his belongings and to sort out like everything that he has. But then they are forced to stay there because there is a werewolf outside, and this creature is really obviously dangerous. I enjoyed the transformation scenes, like I said at the beginning of this review. I like how we saw like an everyday family man turn into this like terrible creature. It felt a little bit too much like Frankenstein at times, or like a zombie future. It felt like sometimes it was trying to be a different movie than The Wolfman. And of course, like, this story is a little different because Wolfmen are really known to just come out at like the full moon and then like turn back into a normal man. And here it's completely different. Like, once you turn into a wolfman, there is no turning back. And of course, it just looks really painful as a transformation. I thought that aspect of the movie was well done. I didn't really like being in like the Wolfman's head. I thought that was a bit ridiculous. Sometimes the movie goes a little overboard in like the silliness aspect of it all. It kind of lost me. The movie sort of lost me. And I don't know whether this movie is too slow or too fast paced, or maybe both. The pacing here is all over the place. I thought that the execution of the movie was where things sort of fell short. I wanted to know more. The pacing is a little too fast. The movie is only an hour and a half. It should have been at least 2 hours. I think that the pacing here really suffers. Some scenes are interesting. They aren't really developed as much as they should have been. You kind of feel it like the movie should have been longer, but it's almost like Leigh Wannell sort of cut out scenes and there's stuff missing. It felt like that. I thought that the pacing was weird. The execution wasn't really all that interesting. And yeah, I was really kind of bored through most of it. I just didn't really latch on to any of the characters. I wasn't really all that frightened or like to the story. The story is pretty boring. It's standard stuff here. Unfortunately, the direction of the movie is really well done by Leigh Wannell. I thought that he did a really great job with some of the camera choices, like the camera work. And the cinematography is really good too, but I felt like the storytelling here was pretty poor, and the dialogue is really awful. There's like really just cringeworthy lines in this movie. This is nothing really all that special. If you're really like a fan of like werewolf movies, I'd say give this one a shot. Maybe you'll enjoy it. There are some people that enjoyed this movie, but I think the majority of the consensus is that it's disappointing. I would agree with that. Like, it's a disappointing film overall. I'd give it like a C plus. Not like a terrible watch or anything. I was entertained throughout some of this movie, just not all of it, and I think that it was just a disappointing film overall. So let me know what you think about The Wolfman down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.